Hi guys, this is your girl DivaDivaFashionista, and this is going to be a rant video. So if you clicked on, you already know what it is. I don't know what to call this feeling. I'm feeling like maybe I'm just salty, and I'm going to tell you right away why I'm upset. I've been unable to buy Jordan sneakers this year. Yes, and I know some of you like, oh, that's petty. These are my feelings. This is how I feel. I'm upset. Purchasing Jordan sneakers have been just a headache and a half this entire year. You cannot tell me that Obama is not a good president because everybody out here got some money. Where's everybody getting this money from? You know, I work hard. You know, I am employed full time, you know, and I work hard for my money and I spend my money on what I would like to spend my money on. So if someone's gonna come in here and say, oh, you shouldn't be buying Jordans anyway, you can say that. You can miss me with it. Click out, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't want to hear it. Someone told me that recently, like, you shouldn't buy Jordans because he takes our money and he builds prisons. I'm going to stop you right there. So if anybody that wants to leave that argument on this video, again, miss me with it, because you're not holding the owners of, let's say, Samsung, or the owners of Dole, or the owners of I don't know, General Mills, to the same standard you're holding Michael Jordan, excuse me. You're holding Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's being placed higher. The expectations are placed higher on him because he's a black man, versus these other companies that you spend your money with. To me, a fair exchange is never robbery. So if I'm paying for a service or I'm paying for a product, it's not my job to tell somebody what they should do with the profits. So I don't understand why people are making that an argument as to why to or not to buy these sneakers. He's an entrepreneur. You know, his name is on there. Nike is really like the proprietor, really, to tell the truth. It's Nike's product with his name. Smart, genius. People do it every day. But to hold him to a higher standard, I just don't think it's right. You know, and let's be clear. Crime is not going to ever stop. As long as we're humans, there's going to be crime. And in this country, in this modern society, we've decided that jail is a punishment for crime. So as long as people are going to be committing crimes, there's going to be prison being built. Whether it's him, someone else, that one, this one is going to continue. So I'm not going to stop purchasing a sneaker that I like because I feel they're building prisons. And let's keep it funky. Every time I go onto the website for jobs, like New York, NYC.gov, there's always COs. It's always jobs for COs. So I think, you know, there's bigger fish to fry than just, oh, this is what this person is doing. Holds everybody to the same standard. But as far as saying the sneakers are overpriced, I know the sneakers that came out this weekend, which were the flu games, the 12s, they came out when I was, oh, y'all gonna start calculating my age. Let's say I was in kindergarten when they came out, and I remember they were $80 then, and they're like $140 now. So yeah, you know, inflation, demand is going up, but I just feel like the demand for these sneakers are so high and the supply is not meeting the demand, which to me is the biggest problem. They do not restock them. It's very limited. They've tried to put in place this whole lottery ticket raffle thing. That doesn't seem to work either, because when do they have it? Like, if the sneaker comes out on Saturday, do you have the raffle on Monday? Like, when do you come if you're interested in the sneaker? Like, it's just too confusing. It's too crazy. I feel like if people want to get these sneakers, why aren't we making enough? And even if it's not enough, like, you know, maybe an Adidas, you can always get an Adidas. Adidas always going to be there. If they don't have them today, come back next month, they'll have them. You know, even if they're not going to do that, this should be maybe a restock, because they're definitely not bringing out enough. When the Masters, the 12s dropped, they dropped in the heart of tax season. So you can't tell me Obama isn't a good president, because everybody's saying Obama is a bad president, but everybody seems to have money, or everybody had tax returns, because it was crazy. You know, I'm new to the Bronx, so the only place I knew to go get sneakers was Fordham. I went to Fordham. It was like a zoo out there. Everybody, their mama, their cousin, their auntie, them was outside trying to get these sneakers. Excuse me for the spit. Everybody was outside trying to get these sneakers. It was crazy. Cops were everywhere. Stores were locked. They were letting a certain amount of people in at a time. When you're going into some stores, they're sold out. They were just like, if you're here for the 12s, we don't have them. They're gone. One store I went into, a young man said, well, how many, because it was like 10:30. Most stores open at 10. And so he's like, well, how many did you guys get? And they were like 40 pair. So if you times 40 by even just, let's say 100 people wanted them, like, no, who got them? You know, and part of the problem too is the resellers. Like, people are reselling these sneakers. Like, you know, they're charging you double, triple. Those are the people that's really willing to camp out at night, because I ain't never gonna have time for that. They're camping out overnight. You know, they have their buddies. This one's at store A, John is at store B, that one's at store C. So they're trying to, you know, work together, increase their chances of getting their hands on it. So you, the normal consumer, or I, the normal consumer, who comes when the store open, it's like, it's already a line, it's already people ahead of you, and there's no chances. Then you have employees who, you know, they're taking it, they either sell them early or they buy them, and then they're looking to turn a profit, which you already just got 20-30%. They're charging twice or $100 over what the retail is. So yeah, it's like you can't win for losing. You know, you have the mom and pop. Some of the mom and pops, that's been going on since when I was a kid. The mom and pops, you get it, the sneakers maybe the week before the release, and they sell them early for a profit. I get it. I'm not gonna knock that. I don't knock those, because if someone's willing to pay extra to have her early, that's going on as long as forever, you know. So I'm not gonna knock that. But the resellers, the people that are buying them to resell them for a profit, them I have a problem with. Them I have a problem with, because they're making it even harder to get your hands on these sneakers when there already isn't enough. So now someone's like, let me get a hustle out of buying Jordans and reselling them, which I'm telling you, I'm never ever going to pay over retail. I'd rather just miss out. If I'm not paying what retail is, I'll miss out on it. I'm good. You know, I'll be salty. This will be my first and last rant video, but I'm not going to go ahead and spend extra money. No, not going to do that. But yeah, it's been bad. Like, if I have any suggestions, Nike, bring out more. You need to bring out more of the sneakers. You need to restock the sneaker, because if you miss it, I know a lot of people were saying the ones that came out this week in the flu games, they didn't want to get them because they have what they call the OG release of them, which 09 is not the OG release. The release before that, these sneakers, and maybe this is the third time that I know of them coming out, but I remember the original release of those sneakers, and when I was in kindergarten, you know, say kindergarten, they came out, and then I was not in kindergarten 09. So the 09 one, they saying they had suede, they were better. So a lot of people saying like 09, those were the better. I'm gonna skip on these because I have the 09s and they're better. But look how many years it took for these to come back out. But they came out in 09. They're releasing them 7 years later. Like, just what they're doing over at Nike is just not right. I'm just upset. I was able to order my flu games at Finish Line. So shout out to Finish Line. I can't wait for them to come, but I think I'm gonna chill out on Jordans from here on out. I think I'm gonna chill out because it's not cool. And yeah, I wasn't really gonna mention the people who lost lives over sneakers, because I don't know how true that is. You hear people getting robbed. I did see that on the news. A young man bought his I think the Concords, and he got robbed right after he bought them. He was all beat up. So that I know to be fact. But people saying like, oh yeah, people die over Jordans, people get killed. It's probably some truth to it, but I don't have all the details, so I wouldn't want to spit that out there as fact for people. I do know like people have gotten shot up stab over people stepping on shoes. Now that I know that for a fact. I've been in a club, somebody got their shoe stepped on and it was a big melee afterwards, you know. So yeah, I can say that. But it's just the supply. I think a lot of that will calm down if we increase the supply. The demand is too high. We're not meeting the demand for the sneaker. You know, the supply is so low that people feel they have to do these things. Maybe the price is too high, maybe, but then again, people are walking around with Hermes belts. People are walking around with $200 pairs of jeans, $900 coats. So there's money out there somewhere. People are spending their money the way they choose to. So I don't think it's a money issue. For me, I think it's the demand. So Jordan, Nike, y'all need to get it together, or y'all going to have another angry person not buying your sneakers. All right, guys, that's it for me. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you haven't, please subscribe, and there's going to be much more shenanigans to come. Thank you for watching.